We also have a lot of labor unrest in America. There's a fight for 15. There are many challenges that labor has been facing in the last several years, so we're going to hear from the American Transit Union, American Federation of Teachers, and we're going to get an interesting update on Amazon. We know that the vote to unionize Amazon in Alabama did not happen. We're going to hear from a young man who's really leading a movement to organize the Amazon workers and workers like Amazon workers who work every day. Some may make $15 an hour, but they don't have benefits. They don't have the kind of protections that labor unions provide. Today, we're pleased to have Chris Smalls with us. He's one of the leading organizers among workers at the Amazon facilities across the nation who are attempting to organize. And so, Chris, we met you before Christmas, as a matter of fact. For those who have not met you, can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing as a former Amazon employee and what you're doing now?
Former Amazon employee, now founder of my organization, TCOEW, the Congress of Essential Workers. So last year, after I was fired, I founded this organization and have been traveling the country ever since, protesting in front of Jeff Bezos' mansions, his many mansions across the country, bringing out a lot of Amazon workers to tell their stories, uplift their voices. We started off in New York City at his $80 million mansion. Then we traveled down to Washington, D.C. to his $28 million mansion. And then we went out west to his $165 million mansion in Beverly Hills. Then we went to his first mansion in Medina, Seattle, and also the Amazon headquarters in Seattle, Washington as well. Our latest travels was about a month ago. We were in Alabama and Bessemer, standing in solidarity with those workers down there that are trying to unionize, and also standing in solidarity with the union leaders, the union reps that have been organizing the workers to unionize for the first time in American history. This last year, pretty much, once again, just trying to build as much support as possible. My goal is to try to get, any facility unionized, but definitely want to start in New York as well at my former facility. So my journey continues.
Tell us a little bit about why you feel it's important that Amazon workers become unionized. What are some of the issues you face as an employee of Amazon, and what are employees facing now that will cause them to want to organize, and what union is organizing them?
I worked at Amazon since 2015. I opened up 3 buildings for them. I got promoted in my first year. So I was a supervisor or an assistant manager for the last 4 years at Amazon. And what I did notice that the systemic racism that exists, I applied for a promotion about 49 times and I was denied every last one of them for no apparent reason. I was a good employee, came to work every day. I took all the courses, the classes, passed them with flying colors. I did everything I could to get promoted, and I never understood why until after I was terminated. But when it came to health and safety concerns, Amazon disregarded that when COVID-19 came into play. That really was the tipping point for me to take my stance. When coronavirus came into play, that's when I realized that this company is neglecting us workers because they want to keep business as usual. And obviously, Jeff Bezos accumulated $90 billion in the midst of the pandemic. That told me right there that they had to exploit a class of people. My action against them now is to try to stop that systemically, whether it's be through their elected officials, implementing some laws that protect workers, or unionizing on the outside, from within or from the outside as well. We're trying to organize workers to have the courage to start their own workplace committee, or like the workers in Alabama, find a union that represents them the best, like the RWDSU. The beauty of working at Amazon, you have the option to choose which union represents your building, no matter where you are in the country. So it doesn't have to be the same union. Whatever union is doing the best work in your community is the one you want to probably choose to organize your building.
So what would you say to people that are watching this broadcast, workers or people that know workers at Amazon and other places like Amazon? What would you recommend they do right now if they're not a union?
I want to say the reason why, we need a union at Amazon is because, Amazon exploited us throughout the course of the pandemic. And not only that, their labor, the type of labor that you're subjected to, You heard the rumors about, Amazon workers peeing in bottles, and you heard about the working conditions. It's actually a dangerous place to work. It's one of the 12th, I think it's ranked 12th as the most dangerous company to work for, because there's a lot of injuries, high risk of injuries. And COVID-19 makes it even worse when you're still working on these packed assembly lines and you're next to somebody that possibly could have tested positive. So all these things play a factor of why you want to have a union that protects you. So if you're speaking up on these concerns, the company can't at will fire you or at will retaliate against you like they did me and several other people that have been speaking out against them. You want to have somebody that represents you and your coworkers, that can go and sit with management, negotiate a contract that benefits you more so than the company, so that you can get a decent living wage, so you can get Medicare, so you can get child care, so you can get health care, so you can get a pension. And also you can get the PPE that should have been provided since day one. So these things are what Amazon failed to do last year and what they're scrambling to do now. And I think that the union can already provide that if they're ready and willing. If you know somebody, tell them to take action. Take action, get involved with an organization in your local community. You can absolutely reach out to me. I can support you on Twitter at shut_down Amazon. No surprise there. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TCOEW, the Congress of Essential Workers, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, we have a podcast. It's called It's a Smalls World, ISSA Smalls World. It's on YouTube. It's free. We have new episodes every weekend. We have great guests that come on every week and get interviewed. We just had Sarah Nelson on last week. So you can follow us on there. Just reach out to me any way, shape, or form.